It's the Shade 45. We are back. It is the all-out show. Rude Jude is in L.A. Lord Sears in New York. What's going on?
We got a legend in the game. Scott Ian, what's up, bud?
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome to the show from Anthrax. You're like one of the originators, man.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, well, co-founder of the band anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't grow here's the deal. I didn't grow up with a bunch of metal. The way I know you is from the rap collaborations and shit like that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we, myself and our drummer Charlie and bass player Frankie, I was in Queens, they were in the Bronx. So, in the early '80s when rap first, came out, well, not first came out because that would have been the '70s, but '80s rap, early '80s, we got into it. I was listening to rap the same way I was listening to metal back in '81, '82, '83, yeah. And I first heard guitars, sampled on like an LL record or something like that. Rick Rubin was sampling guitars, rock guitars on rap tracks, and that kind of opened my mind to the idea that the two absolutely work together, because rap music moved me in the same way as rock did and heavy metal did, and within a couple of years of that, '85, we wrote that song "I'm the Man," which opened the door for ourselves to then go work with Public Enemy and do Bring the Noise.
That was like metal and rap were both subculture things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of coming from a place of anger sometimes.
Sure.
So there was a lot of parallels for you, huh?
Absolutely. I grew up in Bayside, Queens. Hollis wasn't that far from me. It's just a couple of miles down the road. And
yeah.
I didn't have, I would say I probably had pretty much the same type of upbringing. I lived in the same type of neighborhood as let's say Daryl McDaniels did.
Yeah.
We come from different places. I'm a white Jewish kid.
Yeah.
But at the same time, very similar backgrounds, similar upbringings. And we were listening to a lot of the same music.
Y'all from the same block, just different neighborhoods.
Exactly.
Huh?
So I just think that's why I kind of fell in, and I felt the same way about rap as I did about rock instantly. I enrolled. I went to St. John's University, one semester, and then I dropped out. But I spent all day long walking around with my Walkman on, and it was basically on a loop between Iron Maiden and Run DMC in 1981. That's like all I was listening to.
That's pretty fucking rad, dude. That's pretty rad. So you wrote a book, man. What was that like writing? This is an autobiography, huh?
Yeah.
What was that like for you? Was it a cathartic experience, or?
I think it will be.
Yeah.
At some point. I think I'm just still so close to it because I finished writing the book, and then you go into the editing mode, and then you're reading. I must have read the thing 60 times through different revisions, and then you get your first draft, second draft, third draft, and then the lawyers come at you, and you got to make a bunch of changes, and then you start doing press, and I've been doing press nonstop for weeks, and I think when I get some time away from it, maybe it'll be cathartic, but I'm still so deep in it right now. It's the same like with a record. We make a record, and then we talk about it for a couple of months, and then we go out on tour, and we play it for 2 years, and then after that, I get some time to actually think about it and say, well, what did this record mean in my life? But I'm kind of the same thing with the book now. Maybe a year from now, it'll be like, okay, here's, that book just cleared a lot of cobwebs out of my brain. I don't know what it'll mean to me yet. But right now, I'm still so deep in it.
What was the hardest thing for you to write in that book?
I don't know. None of it was really hard because even the shitty stuff like divorces or the lean times in the band when things got really hard for the band in the late '90s and early 2000s. Actually, I know what it was. So all the business, it doesn't matter because whatever. The hardest was two of my close friends over the years who were killed. One was Cliff Burton from Metallica, who died in a tour bus crash in '86 when we were on tour together, and then my friend Daryl, who was shot and murdered on stage in 2004.
That's Dimebag Daryl?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was definitely the hardest stuff to write about. But everything else, whatever, divorce, who cares? It was tough for me for a little while, and you get over it, but it's not getting killed.
Yeah.
So those two things for me, spending the time revisiting those things and really kind of digging deep and writing about it for the first time, which is way more in depth than when I've talked about it in the past and given sound bites about my friends or something. But to actually sit and write about that stuff, that was pretty dark to have to revisit that.
Yeah, I that was one of those crazy things that I was like, it got to everybody. Like I couldn't tell you a Pantera song.
Right.
I don't know metal, but I know Dimebag Darrell because it was such a shocking thing. Like
Sure.
Like what did that do to the metal world? What that event?
It turned it on its fucking head. It was, just in general, not even the metal world, but the world. I mean, and I don't want this to come across in the wrong way or a weird way, but obviously in the world of rap or hip hop, shit like that has gone down over the years. People have been shot. It's not like just something you get used to.
No, street dudes talking about street shit.
But it happens.
Yeah.
It's something that you read about, somebody got shot and you're like, oh, fuck, that's horrible. But it's not something that you've never heard of before. But even in that world, even in as crazy as some shit has gotten in that world, no one's ever walked on stage and shot somebody in the head. That's never happened. So the fact that it happened in any kind of music, the fact that it happened is insane. That a crazy motherfucker fan, whatever he wanted to consider himself, was able to get on stage and shoot Darrell and a whole bunch of other people in that venue. It's fucking crazy, and it changed everything. I mean, as far as security goes, and that was the end of people being able to stage dive and all that kind of craziness. And we always did shows. We wouldn't do a show without a barricade before that. Certainly after that, obviously, it becomes, it just changes everything. I still even feel weird about even, like, I got to go do a book signing somewhere. And it's not like I'm going to do a book signing at some bookstore in New Jersey and they got metal detectors and they got cops and security. And how do I know some 60 people online, how do I know some crazy idiot isn't standing there with a gun waiting to take a shot at me? That's what it does to you after something like that happens.
So you really have that type of paranoia?
I do now.
No shit.
For 10 years now. The next month will be 10 years. I mean, just the idea that it's that easy to happen in this country. It's just too easy for people to get killed. It really is. And that could open up a whole can of worms about gun control, which I don't think we need to go into now. But
right.
It is a scary thought to think that anybody could just do that to anyone at any time. That's fucking scary, dude.
Man, I don't think about that. That's just depressing as shit. I don't even think about that shit.
I know. Well,
Scott,
you asked me.
No, you're right. No, you're fucking right. Yeah, it's crazy. But yo, if it wasn't for guns, man, how was we gonna kill the Indians? You know what I mean?
Yeah, really.
We're in California. You can thank guns for that right now.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess I get to live in a beautiful place because a bunch of people got murdered
because of pistols. You're welcome.
Smith & Wesson.
There it is. There it is. Yo, so what else were you listening to besides just like hip hop and metal? What do they do the slam pits where you're with your shows? Do they
Yeah.
That shit is crazy to me. Like, is there like...
Yeah, you can't do that at hip-hop shows because everyone will beat the shit out of
it's
each
like
other.
people really like their shoes at rap shows,
Yeah.
man. You step on someone's Jordans and shit, like, it's going to be a problem. I was just at a show... I was at a Black Lips show, and they were doing slam dances, and like... Or, I don't know what the fuck you could... There's a pit. And, like, some black guy walked in, and I'm like, I don't think he understands what he's about to walk... he didn't understand the pit.
Right.
And, he had a bad time of it. Like, it looked like he was gonna get in a couple fist fights and
right. Yeah, it's I don't know much about it anymore. I haven't personally been in a pit probably since the early 2000s maybe. I kind of just stopped doing it cuz I just got too old to.
Yeah.
I got tired of coming home with a bloody nose and beat up. And
is there like certain faux pas that one should?
Yes.
What are the do's and don'ts of
at least
the
there
pit?
used to be. I don't know pit etiquette anymore.
Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't been in a pit.
Petiquette, if you will.
Pitiquette. It's been a long time, but back in the old days when I used to go in a pit, if someone was to fall down, you pick them up. That's one of the main things. You don't
because you don't want to trample
on people. If someone goes down, you stop and you pick them up. See, when I first started going and it wasn't even necessarily a pit, but just slam dancing in general I started going to these hardcore and punk rock shows at CBGB's in 1984, and I would go. They have these Sunday matinees, they called them, and because they did it Sunday afternoon, and there was no room to make a big circle pit in there. Right. I think it was such a small club, and so everyone just kind of did their own thing. It was almost like you just dance in your own spot, kind of, and there would be physical contact and people would be banging into each other, but it was more about just kind of demonstrating your style and showing a band how much like you were into them and stuff. And of course, as shows got more crowded and there'd be more contact, and it would get pretty messy and big pileups, but it was all in fun. Then when the metal thing started to cross over, and like punk kids started coming to metal shows and stage diving and trying to slam dance, and the metal kids were all, huh? Like, what? That looks like fun. And then it turned into what people kind of know more now as a big pit, where it's, the West Coast Circle Pit, that started out here first. And then, back east, it was just a giant kind of a mess, people going every which way and all the stage diving and all that. But the main thing was, people go down, you pick them up. You generally weren't going in there to hurt anybody. It was always coming from a place of fun. Right. And certainly a very aggressive way to show a band that you're into them, more so than obviously just headbanging or banging your fist or something. But like I said, I haven't been in a pit in a long time. I see them every show. I mean, I stand on stage and we play, and I look out and I see what's going on down there, and it looks like it always did to me.
All right, let me ask, who are some of the people that like, if I'm I need to listen to if I want to start getting into metal. Man, I fuck with like Sabbath and all them dudes, but the other shit is just so fucking. It's my cousin, like he bangs metal, but like he would go kill people. He used to be in the army, and he would listen to that before they would go on missions to go murk motherfuckers.
Right.
Like, it is like, it's probably one of the most aggressive music I've ever heard. What are some like good starter songs that you could put me up on?
I mean, it's a pretty wide range of things, but
like I'm an alien, bro. I just came down like beep blap,
sure,
cleep clap.
I'll start from my late 70s, early 80s. Like, you would want to listen to Judas Priest, the British Steel record. Yeah. Iron Maiden Killers or Iron Maiden Number of the Beast. Those two albums. Certainly Motorhead, Ace of Spades. Although Lemmy says they're not a metal band, they're Motorhead and they play rock and roll, which I agree with, but it's still heavy as fuck and fast and aggressive. Priest, Maiden, and Motorhead certainly as your entry, your entry into that world, and then you can move on to stuff like certainly Metallica, Kill 'Em All, Metallica, Master of Puppets, those records. Slayer, Rain in Blood, to me is one of the best metal records of all time, certainly the best thrash metal record of all time.
Do you think people cut themselves? Do you like when you're making a song, be like, man, so many fucking kids are gonna cut the shit out of themselves to this song. They're gonna be fucking bleeding in their fucking room, just like fucking with the anarchy on their hand and shit.
I don't know so much about that with my band. There are other bands, certainly. I think bands like Slipknot.
Well, you tell me all these titles, and I'm like, this sounds like shit that people fucking like burn frogs to and like cut themselves to.
Yeah, Slayer. I mean, Public Enemy samples Slayer in She Watched Channel Zero. Yeah, off Nation of Millions. The music in that track is from a Slayer song on Rain in Blood. And you definitely want to hear Pantera. I would say the Vulgar Display of Power record. The song called Walk is would be a very good song to listen to. It's got an amazing groove, super heavy, amazing guitar playing. Like, all of that would be a good start.
All right, we are back. It is the All Out Show. Shade 45, Rude Jude, Lord Sear, with special guests.
We got Scott Ian of Anthrax, straight out of New York, man. Welcome back. Appreciate you coming by the show, man.
Well, thank you.
That shit is fucking wild as hell, boy.
That song's about killing zombies.
For real?
Yeah.
Man, who knew that you like... I really would love to kill zombies right now. If I see another fucking zombie, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do, man. I'm so over fucking zombies, man.
Well, it's also a metaphor for, killing anything that stands in your way, kind of. But I just wrote it from the point of view of like if I was really killing zombies.
That's fucking. Do you view like sometimes I view like us as zombies, like the people as zombies,
Sure.
like just fucking blindly or just
We just don't know it.
And,
Yeah.
yeah, just kind of sleepwalking through life, consuming shit.
Yeah, we're kind of like a virus on this planet.
Yeah, man, yeah. But who's not? You know what I mean?
No, I know. Sure. That's why I have fun.
Even like people like, oh, they're animals. Like if you really look at animals are fucking assholes, man. Like they're killing that. Like they kill anything that's smaller than them.
It's the food chain.
That's right.
all it is.
I don't understand how like people at the top of the food chain have this guilt. They have like food chain guilt.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. If you're in the water and a shark bites you, it's not the shark's fault.
That's right, man. Don't be swimming out there, man. Or even like we live out here in L.A. and people get mad at the coyotes for eating up their dogs.
I know.
and shit.
I know.
It's like, motherfucker, you moved here, man. He was here first.
Exactly. I don't complain about nature. There's nothing we can do about it.
Nah, nature's
Or nothing we should be doing about it. Let's put it
nature's
that way.
awesome, Scott. Ian, nature's fucking awesome.
I agree.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. 888-742-3345. 888-742-3345. We got Big Joe in Kentucky. What up, Big Joe?
Hey, what's going on? I want to start out by saying, Jude and Sear, man, y'all are the reason I have satellite radio. I listen to y'all every day. Awesome. I laugh my ass off.
Well, that was great, man. Well, what would you like to say to Scott?
So, Scott, I want to say it was the late 80s. I'm pretty sure I was in middle school at the time. And y'all came to Evansville, Indiana with, and I believe it was Suicidal Tendencies y'all was touring with.
Uh-huh.
And I come from a small town, Sturgis, Kentucky, and we got like 2,000 people at most. And that was when we were in our heyday. And, I can't even believe my mom let me go watch the concert. And it had to be one of the best concerts I've ever been to. I mean,
Cool. Thank you very much.
At the time, we were all lifeguards down at the pool, and we were rocking out the Attack of the Killer Bees album.
Cool. Thank you.
That's kind of what got me into Anthrax. That was kind of more of a softer album for y'all, but it transgressed me over. Kind of like.
Was it?
I mean, it transgresses you over.
Cool. Well, thank you.
Scott,
I'll take
one
it.
of your? Were you in a softer place when you wrote "Attack of the Killer Bees"?
That's the record with "Bring the Noise" on it. I don't know.
Yeah,
how
bring the noise.
that much
I'm
softer
the
than-
man. I love that. I'm the man. I still
Yeah,
am.
that one was a little light in the ass, man.
Yeah.
Like that one was a little softer.
Yeah.
But it got it got me listening to it, and it got me experimenting with some of the other albums and got into the harder stuff, and
Cool.
Plus the concert was awesome.
What's
Cool.
their hardest shit then, Big Joe? I just wanted to hear if that's what was their hardest album?
Oh my gosh, the hardest album was oh dang! I got it on my shuffle too, and I can't think
Yeah,
of
I
what
bet
it is.
you do.
Among the Living was the hardest one.
There it is. Let's go to Brandon in Wichita. What up, Brandon?
Yeah, what's up?
Go ahead, man. You got Scott Ian.
Hey, Scott Ian, I gotta
Hey.
tell you, man, just like the last guy, Attack of the Killer Bees, ridiculous. I played
thank you.
crap out of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 just to listen to that song while I was playing video games, bro. That
Cool,
was
man.
it. But
Right
my
on.
question is, oh, by the way, All Out Show, sick as hell, love y'all. Y'all make me laugh every day.
Thank you.
But my question is, are you going to do any more crossover stuff? Like, are you going to throw some more hip-hop in there, or maybe jump in with this new thing? Hold on. But are you guys going to throw...
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, we're doing gonna do a crossover with the GPS.
I know, right? But are you guys going to do any of that dubstep stuff that everybody's doing? Or you guys gonna stick with
I don't know anything about dubstep. When I first heard the term dubstep, I thought they were talking about reggae music. I had no idea what.
Yeah.
I still don't even really know what it is, other than lots of bleeps and blurbs and people fucking with computers, and that's not for me. I like guitars and drums and bass and vocals, and I'm not so much into machines. I know a lot of people are into it. It's just, like I say, I listen to music in two ways. It's either good or bad. It either moves me or it doesn't. I don't really pay attention to genres and categories. I've heard dubstep, and it didn't move me, so on to the next thing.
Well, it moved me right out the fucking club.
Yeah, I hear exactly.
I was
hear
on
you.
mushrooms the first time I went to. I was on mushrooms at a dubstep club, and it felt like someone was beating the shit out of me for like 3 hours. It
Right.
was the fucking worst, man.
Yeah, and as far as doing more rap, I would never. I don't know is the answer.
Are
It's
there
always
any rappers
possible.
hard enough out there for you? Like
Chuck D. Anytime we,
but
I still
he's, you
talk
know,
to Chuck. We're
I meant
still
like
friends.
contemporary, like now, like that are out right now.
I don't know anyone.
See, there it is. When are we gonna see
Rap
Anthrax
lost me
and
in the
Drake?
90s.
When is there gonna be an Anthrax and Drake collaboration?
I think I can safely say that's not on the horizon.
All right, man. Damn it, God. All right, let's go.
Damn.
Let's go. We got James in New York. What up, James?
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, I
Go
saw
ahead.
you at Knotfest this past weekend.
Yeah, you did. That was a good show.
Sick show. You guys killed it,
Thank you.
dude. I've never seen a live spectacle like that from you guys before. It was awesome, with 50,000 people there.
Awesome. Thank you.
You
right,
guys
man.
are working on new stuff, right?
Oh,
Yes, we are. We're writing a record right now, and we'll probably start recording it pretty soon. Actually,
Sick. Thanks, man.
bam.
you know, what would be cool to work with would be I don't even know if they do anything anymore, but the dudes from Outkast. I'd like to do something with those guys someday.
Andre 3000 and
Yeah,
Big Boy.
yeah.
That would be dope.
Are they making a record?
You know what, man? I don't know what their deal is. I think they got like a problem with their. I think their record company was giving them a hard time about doing solo records and then having each other star on it.
Right.
So then they stopped doing record. Like I think it was
Gotcha.
like it was like some protest, but like after a while, it's like you cutting off your nose to spite your face. Just
Yeah.
it is what it is.
That's probably the last like rap that I really got into. Was Outkast. Yeah.
Oh, those guys are awesome.
Yeah. Loved it. Still listen to it.
Well, let's go out with some Outkast. Scott Ian, I appreciate you coming by, man.
Bombs Over Baghdad. That's like a metal track.
It is.
Super up tempo. Throw some guitar on there. It'd be really heavy.
Why don't you just start remixing these tracks with some guitars and shit, man?
I was doing that for a while. We would do this live thing. I did it with who I've done it with a couple of different DJs over the years, but God damn it, what's his name from? He's not in Cypress Hill anymore, but
Muggs?
yeah, Muggs. We did a thing once or twice where he was like DJing and I was playing guitar and like just had like people freestyling over stuff, and we just did it at some random events here and there, and it was really cool. No rehearsal, just kind of go in and he would rock beats and I would just come up with riffs over
Kind
it.
of like jazz or some shit like that.
Exactly, and I really liked doing it. I feel like I might have done it with DJ Lethal too once or twice. Or
Bring that shit back, man. Play like, look, man. People love hearing fucking covers. Like, I know it
Yeah.
sounds crazy when I go to like a live show. I love to hear somebody that I'm fucking with do a cover of another song that I might be fucking with,
Sure.
or maybe I don't even like the song, but it makes me hear it in a different way because they're singing it. So yeah, I love to hear you do that. Get on that Bombs Over Baghdad and just fucking murk that shit. Scott Ian of Anthrax. The book is On the Man, the story of that guy from Anthrax. It's everywhere. Go to Barnes & Noble, motherfucking Amazon, independent bookstore, and grab that shit up. Scott Ian.
You know what? If you're in LA, I'll be at Book Soup on Thursday night
Oh, word?
on Sunset, 7 p.m. Book Soup. I'll be there signing books and talking a whole bunch of crap probably.
Boom. There it is. Thanks so much, man.
Oh, thank you.